Your mom just shared a photo of a bread horse on Facebook. She thinks it's real. The comments say, "Blessed hands," and "This restored my faith." But it's not real. It's AI, and that's just the beginning. A fake Brad Pitt, a fake charity, a fake grandma sculpting fake gorillas. This isn't just misinformation, it's emotional manipulation at scale. Let's talk about how AI is hijacking your feelings and scamming millions. It always starts small. A warm image, a sweet caption, something that feels a little too wholesome to question. A loaf of bread shaped like a pony, bananas carved into koi fish, a sunset that looks just a bit too perfect, a kitten sleeping in the palm of a giant hand, or a duck wearing handmade shoes. It's all designed to feel comforting, almost magical, like a world where kindness is still abundant and creativity knows no limits. You might laugh, you might share it, or you might just pause to appreciate the moment. That's all it takes. That moment of emotional openness is the foot in the door. And once it's open, the algorithm takes note. These seemingly innocent posts form a breadcrumb trail, leading you down a path of manufactured wonder. You're drawn in by what looks like human charm, but behind the scenes, it's synthetic. This content floods Facebook and Pinterest, but most people don't know it has a name: boomer bait. It's designed to appeal to older generations, people who didn't grow up learning to doubt what they see online. They trust images, they trust stories, and the scammers know that. These posts follow a simple formula: a heartwarming image, a vague or miraculous caption, and a comment section full of emojis, praise, and people tagging family members. The emotion is the product. The share button is the goal. But it doesn't stop at feel-good deception. Because once you engage with enough of this content, the algorithm shifts. It starts feeding you more emotionally charged posts, GoFundMes, supposed miracle cures, rescue animals with heartbreaking stories. None of it is real. All of it designed to make you feel something. And maybe give something. These platforms are engineered for engagement, not enlightenment. They learn your emotional triggers, the kinds of content you linger on, what you share, what you click. That data gets fed into an invisible machine designed to give you more of the same, except increasingly manipulative. Before long, you're being served images of children in tears, fake rescue videos, fabricated war zone stories, all wrapped in perfect emotional bait. And sometimes, the bait has consequences beyond social media. People are donating their savings to fake charities, signing up for subscription traps, or giving away personal information to phony wellness influencers. The cost of believing a bread horse isn't measured in dollars. It's measured in trust, from a bread horse to a fake medical appeal in 3 clicks. That's the pipeline, and it works. Now let's get into the truly unbelievable. In 2023, a woman in France sent over $800,000 to someone she believed was Brad Pitt. Not because she was naive, not because she was clueless, because she was emotionally invested. It started with small conversations, voice notes, photos. The man on the other end looked like Brad, sounded like Brad. He told her about his failing marriage, his frozen bank accounts, his loneliness, his cancer. He played the role perfectly. He called her by affectionate nicknames. He sent her songs he said reminded him of her. He shared AI-generated selfies that appeared to be taken just for her. Brad sipping coffee in a Parisian cafe, sitting on a hospital bed, walking through a garden. He told her she was the only one who made him feel seen. She empathized, she cared, and soon she loved it. Every time she hesitated, another message arrived. A photo of Brad smiling weakly from a hospital bed. A voice message thanking her for being the only one who truly understood him. Deepfake after deepfake. He even told her that when his divorce was finalized and his health improved, he would visit her in person. They could start a new life together. It was the kind of dream that felt like a movie, but AI made it seem like a documentary. She didn't see a scam, she saw a relationship. And by the time the money started flowing, she wasn't thinking logically anymore. She was protecting someone she believed needed her. AI made it all possible. It personalized everything. The scammers used her likes, her messages, her online behavior to create a version of Brad Pitt that felt tailor-made for her. And it was. This is the terrifying part. Once they built that AI model, they didn't need to stop. The same Brad protocol could be used again. Change the face, adjust the voice, copy, paste, repeat. And this goes beyond celebrities. The same techniques are now being used to impersonate influencers, family members, doctors, soldiers, and even religious figures. The more emotionally charged the identity, the more effective the con. AI doesn't just simulate likeness, it simulates trust. Scammers now have playbooks, emotionally manipulative storylines that work on hundreds, if not thousands, of victims. They can impersonate someone's child, call crying for bail money, or pretend to be a missionary in distress, asking for donations. The technology is evolving, but the goal remains simple. Get close enough to your heart that you open your wallet. And let's not forget the human factor. People want to believe in something, especially when it validates their emotions. AI doesn't exploit ignorance, it exploits hope. And once hope is hijacked, reason rarely stands a chance. This isn't just about loan scammers anymore. This is business. This is industry. This is infrastructure. AI content farms are real, and they're more sophisticated than you think. These aren't a few spammy accounts, they're sprawling ecosystems of AI-generated personas, running 24/7 to flood social media with carefully crafted bait. Thousands of automated accounts produce fake stories, doctored images, phony news reports, and even emotion-drenched videos that look like they came from a major studio. They use neural networks to scan what's trending, adapt language to mimic different cultures and regions, and optimize their posts to ride the algorithm's highs. One server rack, one rented API key, and suddenly you've got a machine that can outpost a newsroom. They generate scripts, subtitles, stock reactions, and even layers of conversation in comment threads to simulate real engagement. And it works, because human attention is predictable and they know exactly how to capture it. One popular scam featured a woman named Helena. She was supposedly a retired artist in Croatia who sculpted life-sized gorillas out of plastic waste. Her story blew up. Hundreds of thousands of shares, countless reposts, verified accounts praising her creativity. Donations poured in. But Helena never existed. The gorillas weren't real, the entire account was fake, and it doesn't stop there. These operations often include fake comment threads, fake engagement, and even AI-generated follow-up content. The goal? Keep the illusion going as long as possible. Because every second you spend watching, sharing, or donating makes someone money. Sometimes it's just ad revenue. Other times it's data harvesting, or phishing, or crypto scams. But the bait is always the same. Content that feels good to believe. And these content farms aren't hidden in the dark corners of the web. They thrive in plain sight. Some operate on platforms like TikTok or Instagram, using trending hashtags to slip into the mainstream. They often mimic successful formats like feel-good news, DIY tutorials, or wholesome pet rescues. But none of it is real, and all of it is monetized. Many even collaborate across networks, boosting each other's posts with artificial likes and shares to simulate virality. This ecosystem creates a feedback loop where the most fake, most emotional content consistently wins. The result is a polluted feed where real stories get buried beneath mountains of synthetic sentiment. Sometimes the scam doesn't arrive in your inbox. It walks right through your front door. Bogdan didn't go looking for a scam. It found him. He was 76, retired, and had just sold his home. A message appeared. You've won $17 million. He was skeptical, but the documents looked official. The site looked real. The support staff spoke kindly and clearly. They told him he had to pay taxes first, then some fees, a verification cost. It all sounded plausible, professional, polite, and it was all fake. The scammers had access to AI-generated documents, AI-written emails, AI voices for phone calls. They used data scraped from the internet to customize the messages. They referenced details about his life they should never have known. Bogdan sent money, then more, then everything. There were no red flags because the entire scam was designed to look and feel authentic. That's the future of fraud. Professional, polished, persuasive, and powered by AI. And Bogdan isn't alone. Financial institutions report that scams targeting older adults are on the rise and increasingly sophisticated. Some scammers now use AI to simulate video chats, creating the illusion of face-to-face interaction. Others create entire fake websites mimicking banks or government offices with chatbots that sound indistinguishably human. In a world where everything can be faked, trust becomes a vulnerability. Scammers aren't trying to crack your passwords, they're trying to slip past your instincts. They're targeting the quiet moments of optimism, loneliness, or distraction. If they can catch you when you're hopeful or off guard, that's all they need. Trust becomes the breach point. Think about it. How often do we receive messages that ask us to verify something, confirm an order, claim a reward? When the formatting looks right, when the voice sounds familiar, when the context feels believable, we click, we respond, we follow up. This is the weaponization of legitimacy. It's not about brute force. It's about emotional finesse. Bogdan believed because everything around the scam was polished and professional. The logos matched. The grammar was flawless. The voices on the line were calm, helpful, and persistent. There was no stuttering, no awkward pauses, no clunky wording to tip him off. And that's what makes AI-powered scams so powerful. They feel right. They wear the mask of real life so well that by the time doubt creeps in, it's already too late. Scammers don't just attack your bank account, they infiltrate your reality. Have you ever scrolled through a post and thought, something about this feels off? Maybe the image was too polished. The story is too perfect. The comment section is eerily unanimous. That's not your imagination. It might be automation. That's because it might be. The dead internet theory suggests that huge parts of the internet are now run by bots. Not just content, but comments, likes, reposts, even entire conversations. You're not just watching a fake story. You're watching fake people react to a fake story. And that loop tricks your brain. Because if 10,000 others believe it, why wouldn't you? There are AI influencers now with millions of followers. They don't exist, but they post daily. They smile, cry, go on live, and respond to comments. They sell merch. They partner with brands. And real people don't just follow them. They care about them. When even the audience is synthetic, truth becomes irrelevant. What matters is what performs. Entire forums, Reddit threads, or YouTube comment sections might be dominated by conversational bots. These bots debate, provoke, and reinforce narratives. And you wouldn't know, because they use language models to mimic not just grammar, but personality. And in that world, the most believable lie always wins. What we're seeing is a digital uncanny valley, a world that looks alive but feels wrong. These bots can now hold conversations, react with context, and mimic real user behavior so well that detecting them is a job for advanced software. Sometimes not even that works. Meanwhile, real people are unknowingly reinforcing fake content. When a fake image of a smiling child rescuing a puppy spreads, it's real people who say, "This gave me hope today." It's real people who send money to the attached link. And it's real people who unwittingly legitimize the illusion for others. This creates a warped sense of what the internet actually is. It's no longer a reflection of real-world interaction. It's a simulation of engagement. And that makes it incredibly difficult to know when you're participating in something real or something entirely fabricated. The financial and emotional costs of this fake digital landscape are enormous. People waste hours responding to bots, fall into fake communities, donate to causes that never existed. And the longer this continues unchecked, the harder it becomes to distinguish signal from noise. The money is real. The manipulation is real. We used to joke about deepfakes. Not anymore. AI can now clone a voice in 3 seconds. Recreate a human face from a single image. Generate a live stream of someone who isn't even online. It's no longer a question of whether it looks real. It's how quickly you believe it. You can get a voicemail from your mom begging for help, and it's not her. You can get a call from your boss approving a wire transfer, and he never made it. You can see a political leader making outrageous claims or a celebrity endorsing a product, and none of it actually happened. And the worst part? It looks perfect. It sounds perfect. It feels real. It bypasses our instincts because it mimics not only appearance, but emotional nuance. The pause in the voice, the raised eyebrow, the sigh. All of it fabricated. Scammers use this to steal money, sure, but also to ruin reputations, influence elections, spread fake news, fabricate entire events. Imagine a news clip of a fabricated riot, a viral video of a fake confession, or a fraudulent live stream of a humanitarian crisis. It's not just about fooling one person, it's about shifting perception at scale. When seeing is no longer believing, the entire foundation of digital trust collapses. We lose our sense of what's verifiable. We become passive consumers of manipulated experiences. Truth, in this world, is not a fact. It's a feeling that can be manufactured. And the tools to do all this? They're getting easier to use. There are now mobile apps that let anyone generate synthetic videos in seconds. There are marketplaces where voices can be cloned and rented like stock footage. The barrier to entry is gone. You don't need to be a genius hacker. You just need access to the right tools, which are widely available. Imagine a world where no video can be trusted, no voicemail is safe, where evidence becomes useless because it can be manufactured instantly. That's not a dystopian future, that's next year. The tools to manipulate are evolving faster than the tools to detect. And in that gap, chaos thrives. The first step is education, teaching people how these scams work, what red flags to look for, how to pause before reacting emotionally. Because once you know the trick, it's harder to fall for the illusion. But knowledge alone isn't a shield, it's just the beginning of one. What we need is proactive, structural change. That means demanding accountability from the platforms that profit off attention, regardless of whether it's real or fake. Algorithms must prioritize truth, not just engagement. We also need better detection tools, preemptive content filters, transparency about how AI is being used behind the scenes. Imagine if every AI-generated image or video came with an invisible watermark, a traceable digital fingerprint. That's not science fiction, it's already in development, and it needs to be adopted universally. Governments must legislate wisely. The technology moves fast, but regulation can still set the ground rules. We need penalties for using AI to impersonate someone, financial consequences for synthetic fraud, and clear definitions around what's legal and what's not. Just as we protect intellectual property and identities in the physical world, we must do the same in the synthetic one. We also need to reintroduce media literacy at scale. Tech literacy is no longer optional, it's survival. Schools, workplaces, senior centers, community groups, everyone needs access to practical tools to identify scams, question content, and navigate this new digital terrain with a critical eye. And most importantly, we need to talk to each other. Not just once, not just about a single bread horse, but constantly. Because AI-driven scams feed on silence. They rely on isolated victims. They thrive when no one's asking questions. If you notice something off, say something. Share your doubts. Compare notes. Help your friends and family sharpen their filters. Because in this new era, our greatest defense isn't just better tech, it's each other. It's a network of people who are aware, alert, and unwilling to be fooled. If we don't build that now, the cost will be more than a few dollars or a few reputations. If we let this wave of manipulation pass unchecked, we won't just lose our money, we'll lose our grip on reality. So yeah, maybe it starts with a bread horse. Cute, harmless, something that makes you smile. But that's the trick. AI scams don't look dangerous anymore, they look adorable. Now you know what to watch for. So next time something on your feed feels just a little too perfect, take a closer look. Zoom in on the baguette leg. If you liked this video, hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments the weirdest fake you've ever seen. Because in the age of AI, even bread lies. See you in the next one.